Midsummer Night's Dream is possibly Shakespeare's most popular play in performance. Now that's saying a lot when you're stacking it up against Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet and King Lear and Twelfth Night. But Midsummer Night's Dream somehow seems to have had, over the years and right up to this point, a very, very special appeal for audiences. It's a youthful play by William Shakespeare and one of his most enchanting. In this production of Midsummer Night's Dream, everything has to be very light on its feet, and it has to move very quickly. And what we needed was a world in almost a very playful, kind of magical, artificial world, which was quite concentrated and simple. So we have a very stylized forest, and we have a very stylized woods, which is a little like a trampoline, which is a little like a putting green. And on this little world, which is like an island, all this enchantment can take place. It's very simple, and yet it works as it should, magically. One of the great virtues of Midsummer Night's Dream is also one of its problems. It's very popular. It's been done a million times. I myself have directed this play 7 times in 7 different venues. Even though you never go tired of it, one of the challenges of Midsummer Night's Dream is to find something new. And we asked Richard Crawford to come out from New York and create he said, give us a Midsummer that's true to the text, that's totally Shakespearean, and that is a version of the play that we have never seen before. And one of the first things that we ended up deciding was to do it with a cast 1/3 the size of normal in Shakespeare. He wanted to do this with 6 actors.
I had like 4 highlighters when we first got out just on my script so I wouldn't get confused. And I still do. But, you know, it's just really fun to come out here, do a show. It's very fast-paced, and the fact that we get to, you know, play so many people. It's like playing house when you're a kid. You just go.
I mean, it's a win-lose situation because on one, you don't have your one character to worry about his arc through the whole story. It's because you have to focus on 5 characters at once. But then that's so much fun because you don't have time to stop and overthink anything, and because we actors, especially me, have a tendency to stop and think too much, especially Shakespeare. You want to just stop and overdo it in your head and really think about, oh, Shakespeare, but you don't have time for that in this show, which is amazing. You just go out there and have fun.
Actually, the way the director worked it, Richard, having us find the body of the character first before we did anything else was it was helpful for me in the transition so quickly between the characters, because when you had a very distinct body shape that your character took, you fall into that, and all of a sudden that's the character. So it wasn't, you know, there didn't have to be a whole lot of thinking about it.
You never really have time to think or freak yourself out because you're constantly running around, you know, putting on a new hat or a new jacket. But it keeps things fresh and interesting, I think.
It took all of us a while backstage to figure out not only when we had quick changes, but also when other people had quick changes.
Flying elbows when you're trying to change into your fairy costume and it's dark and it's very tight spaces.
A lot of elbows, a lot of scratching, a lot of falling into things. Ladders fell over.
I'm the one that knocked over the ladder that they've all been talking about. And they won't let go.
It's a mess back there, but it's a glorious mess. I really enjoy it because it's sort of that adrenaline rush that just gives you that extra steam you need when you come out on stage. If you can't find your costume and your hat doesn't fit and your makeup's not staying on.
And it's astounding just to watch. And you forget when you're watching that there's only 6 people in the show.
It's Shakespeare concentrated into the hands of 6 young, very gifted, very versatile actors. The play is a lot itself about transformation, about people who are transforming their feelings or transforming into other characters.
And the characters are all so wacky and interesting, and yet there's a true depth to them as well. But Helena, for instance, which is my main role that I play, she's very sweet and innocent and down to earth, but she has this crazy, crazy, wacky side to her that's just a blast to go out on stage and be able to wrestle around with both the men and the women of the show and scream and stomp my feet, and it's like being a 5-year-old child and being able to just play on stage.
This adds to a certain level of energy and invention that you don't see even in really terrific production of Midsummer Night's Dream. I think you'll see that it's very simple, and yet it works as it should, magically.